Hello, welcome back. I hope you had a good coffee break. We are continuing now. Our next speaker is Maxim Danilov, and he's going to share his insight and suggestions regarding complexity in large Python projects and what to do about it. Thank you, and it's all yours.
Can I start? Yeah. OK. Hello, everybody. Today, my talk goes about complexity in Python. And because this theme is too complex, I try to transform it to one discussion with rubber duck. Probably it helped me to make my talk a little bit more easy. Before I start, I want to say thank you for my family who support me on every my talk on conference. Thank you for my wife, Elena, to both my children, Mark and Maya, and to my animals, Marcel and Kisa. Elena, Maya, Mark, Marcel, and Kisa exactly right now here, probably somewhere abroad or in this room. And I want to say special thanks to my daughter, Maya, because they created all illustration which you can find in this talk. Who I am? I am Maxim Danilov. I work more than 26 years in development. More than 9 years I work with Python and Django, and other 6 years I work with different JavaScript frameworks. And also I got some awards like a mentor in engineering field. Also I provide for you link to slides. If somebody don't see the screen, you can download slides by link and follow my talk together. And let's start. I have seen the special sentence. All successful startups are happy in their own way, and all mature projects are unhappy in the same way. Probably it's a Leo Tolstoy, I don't know, but I like this sentence. And why I like it? Because let's imagine somebody has one idea which costs $1 million. This man or woman, this person start to realize this idea. Life is beautiful. Teams who help realize this idea grows, changed. Some people comes on board, some people leave, and world is awesome. So, small projects grows to unicorn startup or even more, and this project has waves of customers, million wanted features, goes release updates, issues, improvements, and it's success. But after success starts normal life for every product. Product or project is how project can live after wave of success. After the first success years, the efficiency of project degrades. I work in 6 successful startups, and I can say I see this effect everywhere. And probably you can also find something similar on your project. Many known problems waiting to be solved. Each new feature takes longer time to implement than usual. More and more bugs appear, especially Kaizen bugs. Project performance is not more depends on the hardware. Projects live itself, and it works not too successful. The codebase consumes full time and energy. Whole teams works with codebase, but nothing happens, or change it a little bit. You can see here the big bunch of code, and somebody is abroad, somebody into this code, but it consumes energy, time, and nothing changes. And in this moment, good question we or owner of project should ask. What we can to do, what we must to do, because project is grows till incredible complexity and too hard to work with that. One possible answer is try to talk with a specialist from outside. I have two projects there. I am creator of this project, as these two biggest data lakes, and I know if I into this project, I cannot see whole picture. And specialist from outside, he is not binded with company rules. He see the project from outside, and he has always fresh perspective. My experience from different projects which I know and there I help. I help in project and sales, in medical data, collection of medical observation, in voice assistancy. These projects works in whole world, in United States of America, in Brazil, in Austria, in Czechia, in Deutschland, Germany, sorry, I speak mostly German. And whole projects lives around 10 years. And into every project we can obtain bunch of different technologies. Is AWS connections, is Google Cloud computing connections, is Flask, Connexion, Django Fast API, Sonic, Lightstar, Django Ninja, and I think you all into this project, and all works or not works, or we have many errors, and it always more than 100 or usually more than 100 lines, 100,000 lines of code, and it's around 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 files and much folders. Also, in this statistic, we can already see, for example, 2,000 lines of code, only 2,000 classes, and 8,000 functions. It means, it seems the project is function-based project, but team think they work in object-oriented paradigm. Okay, but from abroad, by statistic, I can say this is functional-oriented project. Okay. And if I summarize all signs of problem, we can say project is big, more than 100,000 lines of code, project limited by premature architecture, not premature refactoring, premature architecture. It means we are don't know which architecture we should choose, but architecture is already chosen. Okay, sometimes it's not too much tests, but code coverage, it's okay. And spontaneous documentation or not existed documentation. And big problem is we can meet or see many blocks written in C style, or in Java style, or in PHP style on Python. But this is PHP code or C code. And everywhere, I cannot remember any exception, everywhere we have low level of cohesion and into models in between objects, and we have high level of coupling between models. And this all is very high complexity of project, and even for simple things also solved very complex. And if I start to speak with, for example, with a CTO or with product owner, they start to cry. We should refactor it all, we should change it all. And my answer, refactoring is not a solution to solve complexity problem in project. Why? At first, careful refactoring in your code takes more time than time to develop this project. It means if I create a project 6 years, to refactor this project takes from me more than 6 years. At second, if we start to refactor, we stop our grow. Project stops in grow. And it means you are not interested on the market after this refactoring. And last, refactoring always increase costs and not increase income. And in this case, refactoring is not solution. I have, if I say in other words, refactoring converts old bugs and wrong decision in new bugs and new wrong decision. Microservices. Sometimes team lead start to cry, we should create microservices. Forget about refactoring, microservices is our solution. No. If you have a project like a monolith, transform this monolith in microservices is the same like refactoring. And in this case, microservices is also not a solution, but how we can solve complexity problem. The best solution which I know, we should stop the growth of project. We should stop to create a new feature, and only we can support existed solution. It's perfect, but it not work for business. Business want every day more and more. But this is also a solution. Don't do anything more. And the next solution, which perfectly described from Kamil Grutzbeck in 2019, a link I provide, he has created the series of articles about modular monolith. After accepted this idea, I realized it on practice in model which has names dependency extractor. What it means, modular monolith? On the left side of this screen, we can see the modular structure. Different entry points depends from different parts of code, and these different parts depends also on other different parts of code, and every there code is used accordingly dry principle. Sometimes we have copy of code. It happens. Idea of modular monolith to find the edges, how we can split our entry points and create from monolith stand-alone solution, but they always use the base from monolith like a dependency. And how we can do it possible? Because if we split our monolith on the different standalone modules, the complexity starts to spread in this on these 3 or 4 or many entry points, and complexity decreases itself for every every entry point. And how it works? I create the two different solutions how I can split a monolith on the independent modulus. But the best way which works right now, and you can find this solution in repository, I use the abstract syntax free, and I try to investigate our project with AST in Python. How it works? I copy simply one entry point. What I mean entry point? It's not always web-based point to get requests. It can be some script which give me automatization packed all in one package, sent somewhere or published somewhere. But entry point for my business goal. I mean this idea. I take file which realize the first entry point for my business goal. And after that, I try to find in every Python file lines with imports. AST helped me also to see delayed or lazy imports, which always placed not in header of Python file. And in this case, with a small script which lays in IST extractor, I collect all files which are dependency for my entry point. How AST works? Simply, he takes a file like a stream, split this file on syntax free, and if I meet class import or import from, I start to work with this line in my Python code. This is the result. Right now, I don't want to discuss the numbers from result, but I have list from all dependencies for my entry point. And if I simply copy these all files, and I should copy it with properly folders, with properly paths, my entry point works standalone without monolith. I can pack it in container and run in standalone. I can extract more entry points, and I can pack more entry points in one container. Important part is, if I run one entry point in one container, other entry point in other container, if something happens, I should restart only container, there is happens. It works, but not always. At first problem which I find, some requirements not declare internal dependencies. And in this case, if I start to run my standalone entry point, I get an error. The second problem, some requirements which I collect in my monolith, they don't contain the version number. And if I start to run my standalone container with only one single entry point, I simply don't know which version of requirements I should install. And sometimes, if I cannot get, for example, package log file, sometimes to find passant library, not possible. It was one time in my life. And some imported requirements have the different name for install package. In this case, I obtain requirements ISV, AWS Internet of Things, but name for package is AWS Internet of Things SDK. And other issue is, if you use in monolith relative imports and also symlinks in the same time. It can be cause reason of error. Also, sometimes many developers takes value from environments, but they don't handle k-error exception. And in this case, it's also not works if I don't have in environment special k. Also, error happens if you use doc strings for auto documentation, and if you put HTML tags in doc strings. In this case, some errors can appear, and of course, import lib library breaks all rules. It means if a project uses import lib, probably my solution cannot help. But if it works, what we have at first, I split my monolith on multiple, many standalone services or modules without any refactoring, any line of refactoring. At second, with properly organized repository or properly organized project, I can reduce container image. I can reduce package load time and deployment time. And also, extract procedure can be run independently before start creation of container. It's easy, it works, and after this talk, we can try something with your package if you want. By errors, we should restart only container. There error happens, and we should not restart for monolith. And in this case, we can spread technical and cognitive complexity through full modules. Technical complexity if algorithm too heavy to understand, and cognitive complexity if you simply cannot understand what happens in this part of code. And of course, team members can be spread in between on support from different modules, and they can work independently. And this is not too important than information which we can obtain in this process. What I mean? At first, I have collected how many classes was imported in our monolith. And you can see I marked special with yellow lines. You can see these imported classes should be organized like a separate module. And after that, I can send a special team who should improve only this module, increase performance, reduce bugs, because this model imported everywhere else in my project. At second, right now I have collected files. There I have, for example, 73 lines of import or 45 lines of import. I only want to ask, what happens in file there I should write 75 lines of only of import? It's two screens of scroll, only import lines. Oh, of course, I can collapse it. And of course, this is a point for concentrated complexity in this file. It's too hard to work with it. And also, the next information for future refactoring, classes. What happens in file if I need to import 74 different classes in one file? Without Miller law, I can work with 7 objects in one time. But every developer who opens this file should work in one time with more than 74 objects. Probably something wrong with that. I can answer what happens exactly on this example, but once more time. Many lines of imports or many imported classes probably is a point of complexity attraction. Okay, let's go deeper. I start to investigate one point of complexity, and I find what we use import from other models in our library only to use it in type hints in Python. Okay, type hints is a slippery road to discuss about it, but what if only? What if? What happens if I remove type hints and after that I delete unused imports? Why not try? This is a local copy of monolith. We go back to our syntax tree analysis. We parse whole code base of monolith. We can see analyzed 2,000 files and type hints, only 7,000 type hints used, and summary files with hints is only 800. It means type hints not used in this project. Also, we can see a loud count of classes, count of functions. Every class define only one, statistically, only one type hint. Okay, let's go. And we can see in hint statistic, we use classes really often from other models, and probably we can remove it. And I offer you to dehint your codebase. How? We parse codebase and collect type hints. We find the intersection in between imported classes, which we get 20 slides before. We've collected type hints, and after that, I change all hints with classes from this intersection to types any. Sorry, we can discuss about it. I change it on types any in codebase. Magic happens. And I remove type hints. You can see instead of classes over there state, I put type in any. And right now I obtain in file many imports turn into unused import. And probably everybody from us or somebody used remove unused import. Who used this possibility in IDE? I'm also. Of course, I run imported extractor. I get the stats. After that, I apply autoflake, remove all unused imports, and I run import extractor again and collect the stats. And what we have? Can you imagine? If I start to compare codebase or complexity of codebase with type hints and complexity of codebase without type hints, I can see we need only 25% lower lines of code, around 15% finally package size, and we have low dependency count. It means type hints in your project increase complexity. I don't speak about advantages or disadvantages. I speak only about whole complexity in your project. And if you use type hints, probably you increase complexity for your project, statistically. Final check. I copy all dependencies in one folder, and how I can check if all works? Simply, I import in my entry point. If import happens, in this case, my idea works. Of course, functionality of entry points should be tested with tests. But how I already say, tests sometimes not exist. If I try to summarize all what I already tell right now, refactoring of a huge library is not a solution because you stay on the same place after refactored code. The second idea, which I right now try to tell, we can isolate selected files and import them into a separate package. Also, I tell you what some frequently imported dependencies should be packed in other module. After that, we have it's simply copy in other folder, and we can use Python path to show from which folder should be imported this imported wanted dependency. The next idea which I try to declare and try to protect, type hints can increase complexity and increase coupling in between modules in your project.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are out of time. We have quite a few questions, specifically about the type.
Last word, and that's all. And monolith extraction function can be run before image creation, and it helps reduce the final size of container image. This is a link on my different talks about complexity on PyCon the year. On continue of this talk will be in Vilnius in April, and link to this library, how you can obtain dependency in your project. And thank you for your attention. Slides you can obtain by this link, and if you want to try to apply dependency extractor on your project, I'm here on the conference. We can did it together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is a rare question that is not only asking something, but is also offering help. So are you looking to try to add support for the import lib cases? Where can I enroll to help?
Are you trying?
So, if you are trying to add support for import lib cases and the person that posed the question is offering help.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, please.
Okay.
If you can help, it's accepted, especially if you know how I can obtain imports from C libraries for NumPy, for example.
The second one is probably not hard to answer briefly, but why don't you like type hints?
Because type hints, this slide is answer on your question. Type hints in Python is right now, it's probably weird because I use type hints like integer, but after that in code, I should exactly change the type because, for example, I understand this service get ID by request, and this is string, and I write integer, but nothing happens. After that, I should convert the type. In this case, type hints breaks my understanding. I write integer, but nothing happens, and I should write int again. It should work something something others. And Pydantic and FastAPI want to change the world, but it not works also. You can see my issue by FastAPI. Why I don't like type hints? Because type hints not in Python.
Okay. The next question with most votes is how does the AST and extractor handle dynamic imports? For example, using import lib.import_module. The question.
Sorry. How AST extractor handle dynamic imports using exactly. It was answered on my slide. If you use import lib and if you create the string to import dynamically, my solution not works, and I know about it. But I am lucky guy because in 6 projects ago, all 6 projects in the past, the import lib we use only to define which test should be loaded, and it was not the monolith code itself. But this is only 6 projects, not the 6 millions. Of course, I don't have too much experience.
The next one is kind of a long question. How do we successfully convert legacy projects?
How do we convert? I don't offer you to convert. I offer you only to split your legacy project on the independent models. That's all. No refactor, 0 lines refactoring. Of course, yeah, I play with type hints, but probably in your legacy project you don't use type hints because this is a Python 2.7. Probably, I don't know. But my idea, spread complexity and not refactor.
Speaking of which, what do you consider as refactoring from your point of view?
At first, refactoring you should to do only if it puts in business goals of your business. If you ask me about refactoring and you don't offer me any business goal, it means you won't invest time and energy without gaining money. This is charity. This is not a business.
Yeah. This was already answered, but can you remind the person that asked where the presentation is?
Please. You can take this link, or after the presentation, you can copy my slides. All my presentation from whole talks you can find on the Bitbucket Danilov my all presentation from 2019.
Thank you. We have probably time for 1 or 2 questions. Wouldn't grouping, type checking dependencies under if typing? Well, it's up there. You can read it. It's pointless to read code. So.
It's a good question. Exactly in this moment, if I offer to change something, it's still in discussion. This is not the first presentation of this idea, and it's still discussed. If I right understand, I don't have right now a better solution. I have a working solution, but I don't know it's good or not. Sorry. It works.
Thank you. So this was, and the last one. Is the AST approach possible for a monolith?
Yep. It works for Django. I also play something like, if you want, I can extract for you only ORM from Django with all dependencies.
That's unfortunately, we are running out of time. I would like to thank our speaker for a very interesting presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also, I would like to remind you of the lightning talks that you can sign up for. the lightning talks are something that has only one limitation, which is it has to be under 5 minutes. The topic doesn't have to be Python. Topic doesn't have to be even technical. It is a great opportunity for those that would like to speak in public, be in front of the large audience to try it out without the fear of doing a 30-minute presentation. So go and sign up. Thank you.